Hey guys, what's up? It's ya local Sadie. The time is 4:19 and the date is October 18th. And today I'm gonna be talking about the Taurus Constellation. Cause fun fact, I'm a Taurus and Taurus is the best. Fight me. So if you didn't know, the Taurus Constellation is referred to as the Bull Constellation. It's a Zodiac constellation too. And it's visible from November to March, but it's most visible in January. But Taurus birthdays are from April 20th to May 20th. There are a bunch of cool stars in it, and I'm going to be starting with this star up in the very top. It's like the tip of the horn, or one of the horns, and it's called Elnath. It's also known as Zeta Tori, and it's the second brightest star in the constellation. It's a really weird star. It's chemically peculiar because it's Mercury-Manganese, and it has unusually large signatures of some heavy elements in it. And it's also 134 light years away from Earth, so it's pretty far, but there are other ones that are further. The second star, this one right here, is a blue main sequence star with an apparent magnitude, which is a measure of how bright the star looks from Earth, at 4.33. And it's approximately 400 light years away from Earth. This third star is called Ain, and it's also called Epsilon Tori. It's a orange giant star, and it's actually believed that an extrasolar planet is believed to be orbiting it. So that's kind of cool, right? But it's a member of the Hyades Open Cluster, and it's pretty old. It's 625 million years old. So it's a nice star. Alright, so this fourth one over here to the, wait, which one is this? I don't remember. This is the fourth star. So this is the Delta Tori star, and it's part of the Hyades star cluster. And it's shared between three star systems in the Taurus constellation. But it's also close to the ecliptic. If you didn't know what the ecliptic is, it's like the plane that the sun follows in the sky over the course of a year. And so this star can be cut off from view by the moon star. It can be cut off from view by the moon and rarely by planets. So, the fifth star, we're gonna go all the way over to the left to, like, the tip of the second horn. It's called the Zeta Tori star, and it has an apparent visual magnitude of 3.0. It's well over 400 light years from the sun. It's 440 light years from the sun, and it's a single-lined spectroscopic binary system. Now, that was a big word. Actually, a few big words, but so you understand it, basically it means that there are two parts of it that orbit around each other. But the components are so close to each other that the visible eye and even telescopes see these two star-like things as, like, one star. And the components are estimated to be basically 117% of the distance from the Earth to the Sun apart. And we'd imagine that as, like, gigantic, but it's so far away that we can't even really tell with the naked eye that it's two separate components. It looks like one star. The next star is probably the coolest, so prepare for me to go, like, full nerd here. It's Aldebaran, and it's the brightest star in the constellation, and it's known as the Eye of Taurus because it glows red and makes the bull look like it's glaring at its hunter in the sky, Orion. And the name Aldebaran is Arabic, and that means the follower, because it appears to follow the Hyades star cluster that forms the head of the bull. It's a K giant star, and it's, like, a lot bigger than our sun. It has 1.7 solar masses, and it has strong solar winds, so actually its mass is bleeding away, and eventually, one day, it won't really be there. So the next star is not nearly as neat. It's Zeta Tori. It's this one right here. And it's also called Alkal Alkyon, or I don't think I pronounced that right. But it's a multiple star system with 3 stars. I explained what multiple star systems are earlier, but basically it has 3 rotating parts. And this star is approximately 440 light years away from the sun. And it's the brightest star in the Pleiades Open Cluster, which is around 100 million years old. I'm dumb. But it really isn't that bright to our eyes. It isn't one of, like, the brighter objects in the sky, but you can still see it. So anyways, here is this next star, and it's called Tau Tori. It's a blue main sequence star, and its apparent magnitude is 4.33. It's approximately 400 light years away from the Earth. Not very notable, but, it's part of the constellation. We got 3 more to go here, so hang in with me. I know this is getting kind of long, but I swear there's more interesting stuff in just a minute. So anyways, this next one right here gets down, like, towards the chest portion of the bull. It's called the Lambdatory. It's a blue eclipsing main sequence dwarf star. And so it's 5.69 times bigger than the sun, and its apparent magnitude is a little under 3.5. And it's a little over 483 light years away. This next star is called Zeta Tori. And it's probably the second coolest star in the system, simply because it's a hierarchical quadruple system. It's, like, really hard to explain, so here's a little diagram, but basically it has 2 miniature stars that form an eclipsing binary system that revolve around each other, and these 2 little sun-like things actually orbit a 3rd star, and there is a 4th star that orbits all the other 3. So it's pretty cool. And because of this, the brightness varies because the stars eclipse each other as they rotate around each other. And this star, if you can call it a singular star, is approximately 210 light years from Earth. So here is the last star. It's called 114 Tori, or O Tau. And it's a blue white-hued star with an apparent visual magnitude of almost 5. It's over 600 light years away, and it's moving away from us, so we might not even be able to see it eventually. But it's about 22 million years old, and get this, it's about 2,454 times brighter than our sun. Kinda neat, right? Alright, well, those are all the stars in the constellation. And so we're going to go on to what makes Zodiacs special. Because I mentioned earlier, the Taurus constellation is a Zodiac constellation. And there are 12 Zodiacs, I'm sure you all know that. But they give, like, Zodiac signs to people. And they follow the path where the sun moves, and that's called the ecliptic, and that's why they're Zodiacs. Some of the other examples are Aries and Cancer. So Zodiacs have kind of an interesting history. They were used by the Romans in the 1st millennium BC, and the concept had been taken from Babylonian astronomy, which was derived from Ptolemy's study of the stars and the list of the groups of stars he had identified and named. And the word zodiac is derived from Latin, which is kind of cool. It means circle of animals. And actually, it traces all the way back to Greek, and that's why a lot of the zodiac signs are represented by mythological hybrid animals. However, Taurus is just a bull. It's not really all that interesting now, is it? However, it does have a story behind it. This particular bull is in the story with Zeus, and basically in this story, Zeus fell in love with a princess named Europa, and he transformed himself into a white bull with golden horns so that he could whisk her away. And while Taurus is prominent in Greek mythology, Taurus also is in the ancient mythologies of Babylon and Egypt. So that's kind of cool. But I'm sure you've all been waiting for this part. What are the traits of a Taurus? Because we all know that zodiac signs have, like, supposed traits, right? Well, first and foremost, Tauruses are, like, really hardworking and persistent and super stubborn. They basically have, like, 2 quote-unquote settings, like relaxed versus hyped. And Tauruses crave a sense of security and stability. Honestly, I can say that all of this is true to myself. I don't know about anybody else. But the supposed positive traits of a Taurus are that they're patient, organized, and supportive, as well as dedicated and not afraid to take their time in order to get a job done properly. I'm sure you've seen that in this video. But some of the difficult traits are that they're stubborn, they can be lazy and vain and cheap. And I can also attest to all of these being true. So yeah, that basically wraps up my presentation. But it was interesting to look into this stuff, and I hope you guys liked it. So yeah, it's your local Sadie here, and peace out.